Aloha, good afternoon. The Honolulu Police Department appreciates the thorough investigation and review conducted by the Department of the Prosecuting Attorney. This was a dynamic situation that necessitated rapid decision-making in an effort to stop a threat. On that day, our officers had to act quickly under pressure and extreme circumstances. I'm proud of the officers who take on the daily challenges of protecting and serving our community. Police work is important, often difficult, and rarely recognized. But we do it, and we continue to do it, because it's the right thing to do. As a standard procedure, the Honolulu Police Department is conducting an internal administrative investigation into this incident. This investigation is expected to be finished in 2 to 3 months. If I can quickly pivot to the weather, for all of those that don't need to drive, please stay off the roads due to the extreme weather conditions that are on our, and please stay as safe as possible during this outbreak of the weather that we have. With that, I'll open it up to your questions.
How come that investigation, the internal, didn't start earlier? Did you have to wait for the prosecutor's office to finish theirs?
No, we did not have to wait. It's simultaneous, so it was ongoing while the prosecutor's office was conducting their investigation.
So it's on like a year and a half now, though, for your investigation?
I think our administrative investigation started sometime shortly after the incident occurred. Our professional standards office conducts the criminal and the administrative investigations simultaneously. They turned one over to the prosecutor's office, who also did their own internal investigation while the administrative investigation continues. It does take us a little bit of time, and that's why we've asked, when can this be completed, and they've told us 2 to 3 months.
What's the status of the officers today?
They're all on duty and working.
Even the ones that were
No,
injured?
the two that were injured, one is on light duty, the other one is not back to work yet. Madeline, you have a question?
Oh, that was going to be my question.
Okay.
How long have they been back to their regular duties other than the light work?
The officers are in question, I believe they were on, other than any administrative leave that was part of a procedure, but there was no firearm use in this one, in this specific incident with Mr. Caliente. However, the officers that were involved in the Tafuki Tau incident that was happening a little farther up the street, those officers were asked to be on administrative leave for a few days as is standard procedure, and then back to work. So,
How many officers total are being investigated just in connection with the Caliente?
I would have to look at that. I don't know exactly. Well, I
Prosecutor-
believe it's around 5, I think.
Oh, that's-
Yeah. If I counted everybody in the body worn camera, yeah.
And are you concerned about the aspect of mistaken identity in this case, and how can issues like that be prevented?
Well, I think it doesn't happen very often. This is the first time I've seen it in this situation. Like I said, this incident was dynamic, ongoing. The individual, Mr. Caliente, knew Mr. Tafuki Tau. They had a relationship of some kind. They had either conversed or tried to attempt to converse with each other that same day. And so I think the proximity of where the officers, the situation at large of someone shooting at officers and basically not wanting to be taken into custody, all of that is a full, if you look at it from the extreme standpoint of all the circumstances involved, it's unfortunate, but it happens. In this case, somebody who similarly dressed, similarly of size and of the same gender and nationality as the individual we're looking for, all of that kind of fell into play. And then officers in their heightened state of awareness and vigilance and trying to help reduce or remove a threat that's been shooting at people for a better part of a day, you can understand that this may happen. Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Tamis to talk about some incidents involving the fireworks incident that happened New Year's Day. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Dina Tamis of the Honolulu Police Department's Homicide Detail. As was announced on Tuesday, a 29-year-old male patient in Arizona was the fifth individual to die from the injuries sustained in the fireworks explosion that occurred in Aliamanu on January 1st. At this time, I would like to provide updates on this investigation. Yesterday afternoon, 2 males, ages 35 and 32, and 2 females, ages 38 and 29, who reside at the home where the explosion occurred, were arrested for reckless endangering in the first degree, endangering the welfare of the minor in the first degree, and multiple firework offenses. This brought the total number of arrested individuals to 6. The male and female who were arrested last week have since been released pending investigation. On New Year's Eve, the 35-year-old male and 38-year-old female were attending the gathering at their home with their 4 minor children. All 4 children were injured in the explosion. The children were transported to a nearby hospital where they were treated for their injuries and later released. The 29-year-old female and the 32-year-old male, who were also at home, attended the gathering with their 2 minor children. Fortunately, none of them were injured in the explosion. During the course of this investigation, approximately 500 pounds of unused illegal fireworks were recovered from the carport and from vehicles belonging to individuals at the gathering. This total does not include the fireworks that went off at the home on the night of the explosion. The Department of Law Enforcement's Fireworks Task Force is assisting us with identification of the illegal fireworks, and bomb technicians from HPD's Specialized Services Division and the Trace Unit from HPD's Scientific Investigation Section are assisting with the examination and testing of the illegal fireworks. This is a meticulous process that requires great care and a significant amount of time. Testing must be done in a safe, controlled environment due to the unstable nature of the explosive powders. Over the course of this investigation, many individuals were interviewed. It is unfortunate that some of these individuals have been uncooperative with detectives and have refused to provide statements about what happened that night that the lives and properties were destroyed. They have chosen to protect themselves instead of being the voice for their loved ones who have died or is currently in critical condition at hospitals. We have further learned that some individuals who were initially interviewed provided false statements. Hindering prosecution is a crime, and those who do so will face charges. To avoid prosecution, we urge everyone who is contacted by detectives to please cooperate. As this investigation continues to move forward, we are recovering more evidence and identifying more individuals. As a result, additional arrests will be forthcoming. We are working closely with the Department of the Prosecuting Attorney, which is assisting us in charging the individuals who we have arrested. This process is expected to take time due to the number of individuals arrested or will be arrested and the large amount of evidence that is being examined. I will end by thanking everyone who has cooperated with this investigation thus far. Thank you for speaking for the 5 people whose lives were tragically cut short and for others who still cannot speak for themselves due to this horrific tragedy. If anyone has any information, please call 911 or Crime Stoppers. I can take a few questions.
The 6 arrested, are they cooperating?
At this time, no. Some of them have asked for their attorneys.
So the 2 that were released, are they gonna eventually be charged and rearrested?
Yeah, so we're working with the prosecutors on the charges, but it just takes time because of the amount of evidence we recovered. We're still reviewing and, of course, the testing of all the fireworks that we recovered.
Are investigators following how these guys acquired this cache of explosives and looking into the distribution network that may have supplied it?
Yes,
Is that all
that's all part of our investigation.
When you say 500 pounds, what does that look like in a room? Is it
There was a lot of fireworks in the carport. I'm not an expert when it comes to fireworks, but I think I stated it earlier, there were stacks and boxes of fireworks
And that
in the
was
front.
what
And
didn't explode?
no, some of them exploded. There was there was a carload full of explosives. So it's a lot. It's a lot of illegal fireworks that we recovered.
The 4 that you just picked up, are they gonna be RPI'd as well then, or are
That
they already?
depends. No. They're still in custody and we're working with the prosecutors.
Are you looking at like harsher charges like manslaughter or something like that?
Eventually we'll get to that point. Right now, our investigation, I mean, that's the highest that we could charge someone with. That's still under investigation.
Given the sheer amount of explosives, has ATF been asked to assist with the investigation at all, or is it just still at the?
No, we are gonna reach out to ATF. Because there's so much things going on, the different agencies, we are gonna work with them at that point, and as the investigation grows to get to the point of how they got it, where it came from, it's all gonna be a big part of our federal partners to assist us.
And false statements, can you go into what you now know that is not true, that was said?
No, I cannot. That's part of our investigation.
Are they both couples then? Do we call them all couples?
Yeah, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, intimate partners with children.
Both, the four?
Yeah, the four.
They all like the Benigno Ohana, like the same family.
We're not releasing that names right now.
And given the severity of the situation, is this the biggest, like, bust or consequence that people have been, faced so far?
As far as HPD is concerned,
Just in fireworks, have we had something like this before?
I don't have that kind of stats. You can check with the chief on that.
Can you confirm if one of the people arrested was related to the young child who died?
Yeah, we're not gonna release that information right now.
Sorry if you said this, but where do all those four live? Do they all live in that home?
The four that got arrested yesterday, yes, they were residents of the home.
And the two from before also?
No.
Or no?
Those two previously, they're a couple as well?
Yes, sorry, let me go back. Yes, they were.
Okay, so 3 sets of couples.
yes.
Okay.
And the
Those
children's
two
were
live on
there.
Kiaka, so they're neighbors at least, right?
I'm sorry?
The first two are neighbors at least, right? Because they live on the same street.
I'm not too sure where their address is exactly. I don't think so, but I would have to double check.
What does cooperation look like in this investigation for you?
Like I stated earlier, there's some people cooperating and some not, so.
And hiring a lawyer is not cooperating?
Oh, no, some of the attorneys will reach out and provide a statement. It's gonna be up to the attorneys and their client to do that. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can cover something really fast. The question was, has this been the largest or the significant incident that's happened? And as you remember, in 2011, at the Waikele storage facility, there was large fireworks that were stored, I believe, by the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms at the time. There were 4 people that were killed and 2 injured in that incident. And in that investigation was federal, of course. And I don't recall offhand what happened at the end of that, if anybody was charged. But we did lose 4 people at that time. So again, thank you.